You can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements, top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
And good evening, everyone. We welcome you to Covington Christian High School boys high school basketball on a Friday night. We're into the second week of the boys high school season. Tonight, Covington looking for their third win of the season. A road matchup tonight again against Covington Christian. Covington coming in at 2-2. Covington Christian coming into this one with a 1-1 record. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is the leading equipment dealer and has been since 1955. Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food made from scratch and fairly priced? Highway Safety Services, they're an MBE, DBE company and has over 60 years combined experience in traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana. And the IndianaSRN sports page. Follow the sports page every day. Updated news from coast to coast. Log on to IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Troy Nergowski along with Tony Donahue with you again here at Covington Christian High School. It's a Friday night, both teams at 500. Tony, we're only in week number 2 of this high school basketball season. Everybody trying to still kind of feel their way early in this high school season, so we're into week 2.
Yeah, you're right. You want to make it, this is like the first normal week that you have while you're playing games. Last week you had Thanksgiving, and then you had another game over the weekend. So it's kind of like, all right, we're going to play on opening night, whether that was Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, and then we're going to have Thanksgiving off, and we're going to be a little tired on Friday. We probably stayed up a little bit too late on Thursday, had a little bit too much extra turkey, and now you turn the page now to week number 2, as you mentioned, and it's a little bit more normalcy. It's like, okay, we're going to have our practices. We don't have to worry about any kind of break. Let's get into a rhythm here over the next couple of weeks before we get back into, you could say it an interruption. It's not, but, you get to that Christmas break where this year it falls right in the middle of the week, right? So it's like, all right, then we're going to practice on Christmas Eve. We're going to practice on the eve of Christmas Eve. How are we going to handle those 2 weeks with Christmas and New Year's falling right on the Wednesday? But, yeah, I think you're looking for a sense of normalcy here. Obviously, for Covington Christian, you're on your home floor, right? So there is some comfort here. They're a team that likes to shoot the basketball. They can shoot from the outside. And as I know you're going to talk about, they've got some weapons, and they score from the first player all the way down to that first guy off the bench can score.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, Covington, let's talk about this Trojan basketball team. They played in a tournament in Illinois. They had got 4 games underneath their belt. Even before this whole thing really got rolling, they went 2-2 after beating Charlemagne 62-38. They ended up losing to Paris by 5. Came back to beat Milford, Illinois 69-35, and then lost their last game of that tournament to Bismarck-Henning 59-45. Don't really know a whole lot about them. They have only 2 players in double figures coming into this one, 2 players right on the brink of getting to that double-figure mark, but I'll be kind of curious to see what they're all about. They don't score a whole lot at 54 points per game.
Yeah, and I think, if you're Coach Evan Morgan, you go to Illinois and you get yourself out of a comfort zone. You play in an arena or a gym that you've never been to, and you just deal with the circumstances. You deal with what's in front of you. Hey, we don't know. We're going to show up at a couple places this year that we've never been, and we don't know where we're going to end up when it comes to the tournament, those type of things. So you go on the road, you get out of your comfort zone a little bit, and, yeah, when you're a week in and you've already got 4 games under your belt, you've got a pretty good read of what your team is about. And as you mentioned, low scoring, and that starts with their defense. Defense leads to offense, but they'll slow you down. They'll get in their half-court set, and they like to work it inside out. So this is a team that, even though it's a low-scoring game, if they can get Covington Christian to play their tempo, it might be first to 40 here tonight.
Yeah, they don't shoot really well from three-point range. In fact, you look back at those 4 games, their best was against Milford. They went 7 of 14, which you'll take 50%. But then they turned around and hit only 3 of 16 against Bismarck-Henning. That was only good enough for 19% in that contest.
Yeah, and it depends on how much you trust your team. 3 of 17 from 3, as much as you want to tell your team, let's keep shooting, they're going to fall, all we got to see is one fall down. other times it's like, okay, we've gone 6-7 straight empty possessions because we're shooting a 3-ball and not making them, so we need to reset and work it inside, get some high percentage shots. So they're going to look to shoot the 3 tonight, and I think Scott Flatt's guys at Covington Christian are going to give it to them. I could see them coming out in a 2-3 zone saying, hey, if you're going to beat us, shoot that thing over the top.
All right, when we come back, we'll talk about Covington Christian. Again, they come in at 1-1. We'll talk about the Warriors next right here on Indiana SRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN. This means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Back once again here at Covington Christian. We mentioned the Warriors coming into this one at 1-1 on the season. They have 6 players right now after 2 games that are scoring in double figures, led by Kason Suits at 14.5 points per game. But like you said a little bit ago, they have a lot of weapons to go to, and they're averaging over 72 points per game.
Yeah, they score a lot of points. If you've got 6 players in double digits, that means this team likes to share the basketball. They look for the open teammate. They communicate, and they're unselfish. And you could say that for the last couple of years. Scott Flatt's group always comes out, plays unselfish basketball, plays team defense and team basketball on the offensive end by running your sets. And, if one guy goes off for 15 and your second best player only has 6, well, we know all year it's going to go back and forth. But, yeah, when you have 6 players, it's a short bench, yes. But when you got 6 players in double figures, you can beat the opponent in so many different ways. And that really opens up what you can do offensively for Scott Flatt's bunch.
Well, I'm sure he's hoping they play better defense because they're giving up 69 points per game as well, and that could be a big key tonight.
Yeah, when you run and gun, sometimes you sacrifice a little bit on the defensive end. Sometimes it wears those legs down a little bit too much. Obviously, 2 games into this, and your legs and your knees are not quite underneath you yet. You may not be in that shape that you want to be in when we turn the calendar over to February, and you've got 10-15 games underneath your belt. So I think if they get up and run here and they continue to distribute the basketball, Suits, obviously Mark Crane's the guy that can shoot the 3. His brother getting some minutes. Bryce Harris, he's fast. He's quick off the basketball. He can drive to the lane. So, again, they beat you in a lot of different ways. And, look, when you got a guy like Isaac Crane in 2 games averaging 14.5 rebounds per, and a lot of those coming on the offensive end as well, there's going to be a little bit of a size advantage I think Covenant will have. So if you're Covington, you're going to have to crash the boards, old-fashioned block out, push somebody back, and not allow second-chance opportunities for Covenant Christian.
Covenant, one thing about them, if you look at the numbers, though, they don't shoot the ball well from 3 either. They're only at 27% as a team coming in. It doesn't stop them from shooting the 3, but they're not quite where they need to be.
Yeah, and a lot of times in high school basketball, as you know, we've seen it here early on in a couple games you and I have done together. When you see your opponent shooting a 3 and knocking one down, it's like in your brain you're going, I got to match that with a 3, and then that gets you off of your offensive rhythm, and you start forcing 3-point shots. And when you're shooting sub 30% from 3 as a team, that's going to have to open up the pump fake and drive for you, because long rebounds either lead to second chance opportunities offensively, or they lead to fast break chances for the opposition by grabbing that long rebound and going. So don't fall in love with the 3 here early. If they're going down, great, but that also opens up the pump fake drive and kick.
One other aspect that you and I both talk about a lot is turnovers, and you look at these 2 teams, they're not too bad. 13 for Covenant, 15.5 for Covington. I'm sure coaches like to get that around 10, but turnovers could be big tonight too.
Yeah, and it depends on what the turnovers are, right? If there's sloppy turnovers where you're going, man, my 6-year-old niece wouldn't even make that, then that gets you frustrated. But But if it's something, you're trying to make an aggressive pass or a skip pass or the timing comes off, you understand it. But, yeah, if you're a high school basketball coach, you want to be below 10 on that turnover. And, in fact, if I was a coach, every night I'd write 10 turnovers or less, we're going to be in this basketball game regardless of who we play.
All right, when we come back, we'll get the starting lineups, the tip-off coming up. The Trojans and the Warriors, all the action right here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Tonight's national anthem here at Covington Christian High School. Now we're going to go to our public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups. All right, starters for both teams have been announced. Let's talk about keys to this one here tonight. I know you talked a little bit about both these teams moments ago, but let's get down now, as they say, to the brass tacks. What does Covington need to do to pick up a win here tonight?
Yeah, I think if you're Covington, you play through Landon Herzog, 9.5 points, 9 rebounds. He's the tallest kid on the court, so little bit of a size advantage there for the Trojans of Covington. And look, if you're Covenant Christian, that means you've got to get back to basics and fundamentals. Block out, push back, communicate. You're going to have to double team him. I mean, you can see him right here on the jump ball. He's got some size, so I think we'll see Scott Flatt's bunch throw some double teams, maybe some zones as well to not allow him to get comfortable camping out down in the lane.
So here we go, ready to go as the Trojans in their traveling dark uniforms. This is their 5th straight road contest of this early season. Covenant will be in the home whites, and the tip will be won by the Warriors. We are underway.
Yeah, Bryce Harris, he's aggressive. I think we're going to call his name a lot tonight. He may be the difference in this one.
Trojans open up in a man-to-man. Wide open Harris.
That'll lead to the outside 3. Stepped into that one a little bit too much, but, we talked about the 3 ball. That's a look that you want. It looked like a typical play. You crash the box, throw it out when the defense collapses and double teams. Throw it out, get that open 3. It was a good look. Harris just put it up a little bit too hard.
See the Warriors doing a little zone trap. Boy, passed up a 3 right there, though, huh?
Yeah, and, they get another good look here. And when they give you that 2-3 zone, you're going to get really good looks from 3.
Didn't get back on defense, and missing the layup is Parker Williams.
Williams got a little bit too deep. They'll have an opportunity here, and he does. Had an opportunity to back it up there, and he knocks it down from deep. So 2 threes early attempted here for Covenant Christian, and they're 1 for 2.
By the way, Parker Williams is the one who missed that layup as we head the other way. Basket good now, 3-2 your score.
Yeah, that was set up by Waddell there. He kind of saved it behind the back to his teammate, lays it in, so teams going back and forth here early.
By the way, that basket made by Urban Rourke, who averages 9.5 points, 5.5 rebounds per game, and we have our first foul.
Yeah, when you get the ball down low like Crane just had, you've got to be quick decision-making because you've got a player on you that, as you can see, clearly has the size advantage. You got to make a quick decision to keep him guessing on what you're going to do. That time, dribbled a little bit too much, caught his dribble, picked it up, and then got bailed out with the foul.
Covenant basketball leading it by 1.
A lot of dribbling here, kind of lost in the set here. There's not a lot going on down low, which is obviously the size advantage that Herzog has.
This will be Harris for 3. He's missed 2 of those now, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, 2 good looks from Harris, just haven't been able to get them to go down. But a guy like Bryce Harris, I'm telling him, keep shooting that thing. If they're going to double team us down low and we can get a kick out for a jump shot, they're going to start falling.
Man-to-man full court pressure put together by the Warriors and the double team on the sideline.
Yeah, good pressure here and a nice steal. That's their second steal of the evening and going coast to coast but can't finish. And again, we talk about fundamentals. I like the jump stop there, but if you don't have it and Herzog switches over and he's got that huge size advantage on you, just set it back up, kick it back out, find the open man if you're double team, reset your offense.
Yeah, Mark Crane missed that one badly. That's 2 in a row they have missed here in the opening quarter.
Those are the ones that'll keep you up tonight going, oh, man.
Yeah.
If he has 8 points, I could have been in double figures.
Exactly.
Good movement here. Just couldn't get it to go, Troy. But early, both teams getting good looks from downtown.
Warriors back the other way. Wide open 3 up and no good.
1 of 4 from downtown. But if you're Scott Flatt and Covenant Christian, you're not mad that they're shooting these. Now you're going to tell your guys, look, they think that we're going to shoot it every time we get it on the perimeter. Pump fake, drive. I'd rather you pump fake, take that mid-range jumper than settle for a deep 3.
That last one missed by Joe Midla, averaging 10 points per game. A little floater hard off the glass. On the floor will be Herzog.
Letting them play, but it seems like both teams, when you're driving the lane, and that's twice now from the corner 3 there that Steins had it spin out on him.
Warriors back the other way. And they're going to call an offensive foul against Bryce Harris.
Yeah, Harris spun into him, and a great job there by Rourke, was ready for it. And I was just going to say on the other end, it's almost like the offensive player here is afraid of contact. We've seen both teams go up strongly, not get contact, and miss the layup. And it's, I was always taught, don't worry about the contact, go finish the layup, and worst comes to worst, they're going to hammer you and you're going to get free throws or a chance for an and one.
Mark Crane will pick up the foul. That'll be his first.
Yeah, I think if you're Covington here, I think what you want to do is work it down low. Herzog has not really gotten any touches down low. They've settled for some deep threes, which, sometimes you don't mind taking when you have a guy like Herzog who should be able to clean up the offensive glass. But I want to see them work it inside out to him. He's got the size advantage. Let's see him go to work.
Double team on the sideline against Slider. Almost threw it away once again. Each team now with 1 turnover.
Yeah, we approach this halfway point of the first quarter with 4:15 to go, and it's, who's going to stop settling for threes, drive in, and get good percentage looks?
Well, at this stage, I don't think that Covington is going to get 72.
Well, we talked about on the outset, it was like, okay, and here's a steal by Harris, and he's aggressive. Finish that off. There you go. So Harris is a guy that you want to get going. He misses a couple threes early, but his defense can really turn into offense quickly, and we just saw that they're aggressive with the steal.
Up and under shot by Stein is missed. They're able to get an offensive rebound and a foul call. And looks like we may go to the line for 2.
Yeah, nice job there on the second chance opportunity going up with it. But Bryce Harris there, he is aggressive. He's the quickest kid on the court. His ball handling skills are there. Takes it off the steal, lays it in. That's what you want to see to get him going.
Kurt Slider is averaging just 3.3 points per game. Gets his first of the night.
Somebody get this kid a White Castle deal.
No kidding. That'd be a good idea, wouldn't it?
Hey.
There is NIL in high school now out in California, I believe.
Well, then if one state's doing it, it's probably going to end up everywhere.
I agree. Second free throw's up and good.
Yeah, good opportunity there to get to the free throw line early. Covington's committed 3 fouls. Stay aggressive if you're Covington. Get down into the paint. Work Herzog into this a little bit. And there's nothing wrong with trips to the free throw line with 3:30 to go here in the first quarter.
Harris on the drive, knocked out of bounds. Good hands by Caden Smith, who's checked in for Covington.
A little too lackadaisical there for Harris. If you're a little bit quicker on that dribble and the kick out on the bounce pass, a little bit more aggressive, that would have got there. Unfortunately, he was kind of just lackadaisical with it, and it was bounced out of bounds.
Warriors basketball, this is Mark Crane. Back to Harris. 3-pointer missed. They'll battle for the offensive rebound, but coming away with it will be Covington. Nice job there by Austin Stein.
Yeah, Parker Williams there for Covington. The smallest kid comes flying in to keep that ball alive. Unfortunately, they don't get it. And a nice look here from up top is going to lead the numbers here for Covington Christian.
2-on-1 break, pass a little bit behind Mark Crane. Isaac Crane will find Williams driving and kicking. That 3 is up. Everybody shooting the 3 now, and they're not hitting them.
Yeah, 1 of 7 here in this first quarter with 2:45 to go. That's on pace for 3 of 17, I can tell you that. And I think if you're Scott Flatt, you don't want to see them continuing to shoot the 3. Obviously, the best offense they've had so far in this first quarter is defense. Off the steal, go, and don't settle for the 3. Go all the way to the cup. So defense into offense here is what's gotten Covington up 1.
By the way, Kason Suits is in the team's leading score at 14.5 per game for Covington.
Yeah, they're going to slow it up here. This is the first time we've seen both teams kind of slow it up, get into your half-court set. A little bit of a hybrid man-to-man coverage here by Covington. And again, we haven't really seen them work too far down low to Herzog. You don't want him to get that basketball out on the corner. You want him to be a little bit deeper, and a nice extra pass there for the bucket.
Better get back on defense, and that's going to be a foul call.
Yeah,
See if they'll count the basket, and Williams is hurt.
Yeah, Williams went down hard. Did a nice job of what we were just talking about, Troy. Don't worry about the contact. Just go up and try to finish. He gets hit, and it'll earn him a trip to the free throw line. Reynolds Farm Equipment is leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in and throughout Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give them a call today, 317-849-0810.
By the way, for you IU fans, they're now only leading Miami by 2.
It's a football school now, right?
It is, yes.
Purdue.
I had to keep everybody updated on that Purdue game last night. It wasn't very much fun. My analyst was a Purdue fan.
Well, he was not having a fun night. You got to get to the free throw line, and you got to convert. You got to convert because look, as a coach, you're going, you go into an early season game, there's going to be things out of your control, turnovers. You're going to go up against a Herzog who's 6'7". You're going to, kind of get out of suits. But the one thing that you can control that should be a staple every night is making free throws. Williams does a nice job there of knocking down the second.
4 now for Williams.
I'm a natural shooter, okay? Those free throws, there's no excuse for anybody on a varsity court to be shooting less than 70%.
I agree. There's going to be a turnover by Covington, their third. I know you're a shooter. I watched you at Rose Hallman at times. We'd go over there and
I was shooting there last week when I was there.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah, I went down. And I always love doing a game in a gym where they don't take the balls or the hoops away right afterwards. We go down and shoot.
Did you get some respect this time? I think they disrespected you last time.
Yeah, I was getting the change on my makes. Another turnover here, and again, just kind of sloppy for Covington Christian. They really haven't gotten the too many sets. That's a forced look. But again, here, defense into offense. This is exactly what we're looking for if you're Covington Christian. Nice job there by Williams. Takes the contact, finishes it off for an 8-6 lead with 1:24 to go. But again, defense and offense here. Once again, you have to be aggressive in these passing lanes.
That was Austin Stein who nearly lost it. Blocked down underneath by Mark Crane.
I like it. And again, defense into offense. There you go.
A little sloppy right there, and forcing up the shot is Williams. And he turns it over.
Yeah, kind of a weak pass there, going coast to coast, missing. We talk about missing layups. We've seen a lot of those here in this first quarter, under a minute to go. But a nice look up there off the block, and we've been talking about it. Covington can pull away in this game. Just keep being aggressive. Here comes a double team right here, and a great spot for the double team because the out of bounds line becomes like a third defender. Covington gets out of it. But a great job here in this first quarter by Covington, turning defense into offense.
Bryce Williams with 4. There's another turnover. That's number 4. And the break the other way, and they call it, and a foul.
Yeah, nice job there, hanging in the air, kind of disrupting the timing a little bit to Harris, and he lays it in. And of these 12 points, I think 8 of them because they've hit a free throw in transition.
Yeah.
Off the steal, off an aggressive, deflection of the basketball. Get it down court. They haven't. This could easily, Troy, as you know, be an 18-6 game if you convert more of these layups in transition. But nice job here, and Harris trying to finish off the N1.
And he does. Bryce Harris now with 7 in the quarter. By the way, 4 turnovers by the Trojans.
And I think of those 4 turnovers, Covington's been able to convert and score off 3 of them.
Caleb Jankowski is in. Judah Jackson in for the Warriors.
Yeah, 15 seconds to go here. I would say hold for the last shot, but you got a good look like that, you take it.
Rourke's misses it. 1 and done.
Got numbers.
And the ball goes out of bounds. That'll be a turnover the other way by Covington.
6.2 seconds left here. If you're Covington, you want to get something going towards your basket here off the inbound, maybe a back screen, and just if I'm the coach, I'm saying, hey, take it, go all the way to the hole.
Yeah.
I mean, you got 6 seconds. That's plenty of time to get it and go. But again, you waste 3 seconds here by throwing it towards the opposite end of your basket, and now you're going to have to force something up. Didn't get off in time.
And it would not have counted anyway, but a good attempt there at the end. Covington leads it after 1, 13-6.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software and then move on. We're here to manage that whole life cycle of not only helping you procure the licensing, but then how do you manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization, so we definitely work as a team from a sales, marketing, and delivery organization, along with our partner ecosystem to help deliver best-of-breed solutions for our partners and customers.
Partners that sell IBM licensing a lot of times are very transactional oriented, and we're here to build relationships with customers, which I think is unique.
After 1, 13-6 right now. It's the Bryce Harris and Parker Williams show there for Covenant.
And the show starts on the defensive end of the basketball. It's been deflections, it's been double teams, it's been steals, and run down and get transition buckets. They've hit a three, they've hit a free throw. 9 of their points have came via transition and not just pulling up and settling for a three or mid-range. Those have been buckets down low off the glass, easy bunnies. Now, if you're Covington, we haven't seen them work it down to Herzog, okay? This guy's got a clear size advantage, and they have to break the pressure of this defense for Covenant because they have not known what to do with the double team.
By the way, 2 leading scorers for Covington have not scored yet.
Yeah, we talked about this as a team that it's like first to 40, and Covington, you could tell why some of their games have been very low scoring in the first 4 that they played.
Got a push on the sideline. That's going to go against Jankowski, his first.
Morales Group, they're in the business to create a better future for you and your family. And the community we share, we can match you with the right career. Hire the right candidates for your company, 317-472-7600.
I want to know if you can get me some of those shoes. I've already asked Greg Smith, our producer. I like those shoes.
Yeah, those are, you'll know this one, the NBA Jam days of the 90s when you could use like the turbo and their feet would light up green, so you know that they're going faster than the opposition. I like them. Good job there by Covenant and Adidas. And then again here, another double team. And Covington hasn't been able to handle it, kind of settling there for like a little mid-range floater. And both teams kind of all out of sorts here in the first minute or so in the second half, or first half.
Got a foul back the other way. By the way, 5 turnovers now by Covington.
Boilermaker Locals 374 represents highly skilled, highly motivated workers in the field of construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. When you need a safe, dependable workforce for a new build, an upgrade, or facility maintenance, you can count on Boilermakers Union 374 to do the job right. Passed there when I was home for Thanksgiving up in Hobart, Indiana. Again, going to the free throw line, it's you got to convert here when you're down 7. Splitting free throws, going 1 and 2 is not going to get you back in a game. Which I don't know how you feel about it, Troy, but 6 seems like more than 2 possessions.
I agree. How about that 3?
Deep 3 from downtown, the second 3 of the first half here for Covenant, and that pushes it to a 9-point advantage, the largest of the evening for the Warriors.
Kaysen Suits able to get the 3-pointer. Another turnover. Here he is, wide open again. Missed it short.
Nice shot by Jackson to not only get the steal, but track down that offensive rebound.
Well, they're going to turn it over the other way. By the way, 6 turnovers now by the Trojans. 5 by Covenant.
Picking up a full court pressure here. And it's been defense and offense. You'll see the double team will come here. Here it comes. And again, this is a great place to double team, as you see, because you're almost out of bounds. I think we're going to have a foul here. But again, that's what Scott Flatt's telling his boys. When we double team, let's use that out of bounds line as almost a third defender, because obviously that player can't move. Covington picking up their dribble. It's led to these turnovers here early in this first half.
Seth Fosnot picks up his first. He has checked it into the lineup wearing number 11. Tony had mentioned a 9-point lead. That is our biggest so far of the night. Entry pass down low. That'll be Caden Smith. He now has 4.
Yeah, nice shot by Smith there, being patient. And if you're going to break this pressure that they're showing, you're going to have to zip that basketball. There's just been too many lazy, soft, lackadaisical passes from Covington. And then here, a nice shot by Williams, driving the lane, hanging and taking the contact up and under, and fouled. So that'll put him on the line once again to shoot 2.
Kurt Slider picks up his first.
Passionate Care delivers care with more than 24 years of experience. As a prestige healthcare company, Passionate Care is driven by decades of expertise and a drive to go above and beyond. 317-537-1811. So 2 minutes gone by here in the second quarter, Troy, and it's been the same as we saw in the first quarter. And again, another missed free throw there. But it's been defense into offense. So 14 fouls here for Covenant. So, you know, what comes with that defensive aggressiveness and trying to cut off those passing lanes and that double team does come with the chance and the opportunity to foul. And for the rest of the quarter, which is 5:57 to play, Covington's going to be in the bonus.
Shot was missed on the reverse layup, and the putback no good by Caden Smith. As the Warriors will have it once again, trying to build on a 17-9 lead. Judah Jackson able to get rid of it.
Yeah, good patient look here for Covenant. Williams outside three, another look, misses it, but again, another offensive rebound. So, yes, they are shooting a lot of threes, but they're being aggressive to the offensive glass. They have 6 offensive rebounds already.
Jackson, no on the shot. They'll get another one.
Yeah, another offensive rebound here, and leads to, I was going to say step up and shoot that, but he misses it off the back rim.
They have hit 1 3-pointer. That's been it tonight.
Yeah, and a lot of them have been good looks. And Herzog there finally gets into the scoring column. I believe it was Herzog. Couldn't quite tell.
Might have been Caden Smith.
Yeah, Caden Smith actually was down there. Kind of turned around and was like, oh, I'm more open than what I think I am.
You almost missed it.
Yeah, I'm going to put that up. And it cuts it to a 6-point deficit. Piper Logistics for more than 2 years. The seasoned professionals at Piper Logistics have consistently been the trusted allies for all of your inventory management, warehousing, fulfillment, and transportation needs. We stand as your comprehensive logistics partner. Ride with us, 317-396-1023.
Lead at 6. By the way, 6 turnovers now by the Trojans, 5 by Covenant. That 3 is going to be missed by Isaac Crane. They're one and done.
And you kind of feel a little bit of this momentum shifting over to Covington. They've got it within 6. If they can cut the lead in half or at least get it within 4 here, I think Scott Flatt might choose to call a timeout as we reach closer to this halfway point of the second quarter.
Shot's going to be missed. We go in transition.
Yeah, good job by Mark Crane there. Great extra pass and then stuffed from behind, but going back to the free throw line, Bryce Harris. So the Williams and Harris show continues on here with 4:15 to play in the second quarter.
Kurt Slider picks up his second. So at the line, Parker Williams. Williams now 1 for 3 from there, actually 2 for 3 from the line. Evan Morgan not happy with his team right now as he'll make a change for the Trojans.
So Harris there with the free throw. As we said, it's been the Harris and Williams show, and it's because they've been aggressive. Yeah, Harris has shot some threes and missed, but he's also been aggressive down low and has been aggressive in transition after the steal, and they push it back to an 8-point lead.
Timeout on the floor, 19-11. Back here at Covenant Christian, and the shot missed inside by Parker Williams, and we have a foul on the baseline. Either that or Parker Williams just went out of bounds.
Yeah, nice extra pass there by Bryce Harris, but when you dish it down low to Williams and he gets in among those trees, he has a hard time getting a clean look, and that one was deflected and missed.
So far, only one other player scored for Covenant. That was the 3 by Case and Suits.
Yeah, and we get a timeout here. Evan Morgan not happy with the way his team has handled the defensive pressure that Covenant Christian has shown, especially the double team in the backcourt. They've even had a hard time getting across the timeline, and that's going to force Morgan into a timeout.
That'll be a 30-second timeout.
We want to thank Dynamark. If you're looking to elevate your brand, choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services, serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. 317-328-2555. I think we need to screw in the cord a little bit more there. We'll see.
I agree. Make it a little tighter.
Yeah, so we apologize. Sometimes, as you know, when you do these games inside of a smaller gym and they don't maybe have the connectivity, or they don't it's smaller, and it's a concrete jungle in there.
Yeah.
Sometimes not the best picture, so thanks for bearing with us here. Is 3:27 to play first half. Covenant still up 6. And again, what they've done is a really good job over the last 2.5 minutes of controlling the tempo without fouling. Remember, we mentioned about 2.5 minutes ago, it was, hey, next foul, and Covington's going to get to the free throw line. And Covington has done a great job of playing aggressive defense without fouling.
Crew Ryman is checked in for Covington off the missed shot, able to get another possession.
Yeah, I think that was one of those where he threw it in a little bit too deep and bounced off the rim. Luckily, the pass got to where it was going. Just wasn't the it wasn't the journey to get there that he was looking for.
It's going to be a block shot down low by Isaac Crane, and I believe we may have a foul here against the Warriors.
I think they're calling it on Covington. I think it was an offensive foul.
Wow.
I believe it was on Covington.
You got Ryman.
Yeah, I think Ryman stepped on him, kind of took him to the ground, and I don't know if the ball was loose or if they were in possession of it there. Nonetheless, I think Scott Flatt was even a little bit confused at the call, and then when he saw the ref point the other direction, he's like, oh, okay, good, you did get that one right.
Good call. But an offensive foul here.
Yeah, so both teams going back and forth. You got 3 minutes to go. If you're Covington, you're going, look, we're only down 6. We could easily be down 15 in this contest. Let's get a good set here. Let's break this full court pressure and see if we can get a basket. I think we're going to have a substitution here. They're going to talk about it. Highway Safety Services. You do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. Contact us today, 317-654-46-1502.
Now, they do have 5 team fouls there on Covenant, but that was a offensive foul, so that won't count as far as shooting.
Yeah, I think they're going to try something here. Maybe you get a back screen, throw it over the top, and try to get this basketball right here. There's the back screen. And then you bring the point guard closer. They try to go over the top there, but a great job by Covenant getting in the passing lane, knocking that one out of bounds.
Well, the good news is for Covington, they haven't had a turnover in a while. They're stuck at 6. Covenant stuck at 5. The Warriors continue to put the pressure on. And right now, Covington still at times has looked kind of shaky handling the basketball.
Yeah, it's been Williams and Harris defensively bringing the pressure, and you got to give them a shot because they've scored a lot of points, but they've also been able to turn those turnovers into baskets. That was a good no call there on the charge or the block, which sometimes can be it's the most difficult call to make in basketball. But a nice job there of kind of letting them play that one out. It didn't really affect the shot, but then the second chance opportunity, the foul comes and Waddell ahead of the line.
By the way, he has not scored tonight, neither has Austin Stein, and they will still remain scoreless.
Bend those knees. You got to bend those knees on the free throw line.
Waddell averaging just over 10 points per game. Stein at 12.5. Second free throw is good. So he is on the board. They're 4 of 5 from the line here in the first half. They got to feel pretty good. They're only down by 5.
No, that's a great point. I mean, this feels like it could be certainly a bare minimum a double-digit game. Covenant kind of letting them hang around, and it's shots like that that's going to keep them around. They're now 1 of 8 from downtown, but a nice job there by Crane to pick up the offensive rebound. Can't finish it back. Harris has it. And a second chance opportunity. You like that shot off the second chance miss. Another steal.
What it makes you wonder, though, how many times you're going to continue to give up second chance points.
Yeah, and that was second, third, and fourth chance opportunity there for Covenant Christian as they lay it in off the glass to push us to a 7-point lead. And I think if you're Covenant, you want to be up double digits by halftime.
Shot back the other way as that goes high, and a rebound by the Warriors. And that'll be a traveling.
Yeah, he saw the lane, just didn't put the basketball down in time.
So, by the way, Joe Midler scored that last bucket, so he gets on the board for the first time tonight.
And as you mentioned, I mean, it's a 7-point game. You're probably going to get 2 more possessions if you're Covington. You're a stop, a score. You're a score, a stop, and a score away from being real close heading.
Brian Chrisman joins me today. And Brian, talk a little bit about the winter and Wheeler Mission and how important it is for people to help Wheeler Mission, because winter means homeless and homeless means people in the cold. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, we really serve a lot of people year round, no matter what the weather is, right? And so we serve anywhere from 700 to 900 people who are experiencing homelessness every single night. But when winter hits, that can become life or death. So if you're stuck out in the cold, happens every year. IMPD will find people out in the cold and encourage them to come in. But if they don't catch them in time, I mean, again, life and death. And so it's vital that our doors are open. And so we do that. Our staff shows up every day to make sure our doors are open. We serve 1,000 meals a day plus every single day. That's a nice, warm, nutritious meal. Donors provide that. Donors provide our food, coffee, something hot to drink. Donors provide that. So there's a lot of opportunities to get involved at Wheeler to make sure we can get through winter, or to work at Wheeler. We need staff, and so we're always looking for staff to get us through the winter time. We spread ourselves thin during winter, making sure that anybody can find space, and so we have bed capacities. For sure, but we go beyond that every winter to make sure that the city has an option for people who are experiencing homelessness in the dead of winter.
Schools out there that are watching this program with our reach, maybe they want to do a sock drive, or they want to do a sweatshirt drive. They can contact our office at IndianaSRN, or they can contact you. Where's a contact, or who would be a contact that maybe we want to do a sock drive? I think that would be a great idea for SRN to start one of those sock drives. How would that? What does that look like?
Yeah, so if you go to wheelermission.org, we have our needs lists that are right there on our website. Those change sometimes in the winter, but there are some needs that are pretty much continual when it comes to hygiene items, when it comes to warm items to get us through the winter. So when you're talking about coats, especially bigger sizes for people that come through, we want to make sure a lot of people that come to our mission, they come with the clothes on their back, right? And so we need to make sure they have something to wear during their stay with us, and which could be for a few weeks, could be for a couple months. And so go to our website, wheelermission.org. You can donate directly there, whether it's a financial donation, or you can look at our needs list. You can even find drop-off locations. You can drop it off at some of the barns that we have around the city, or come right down to Wheeler Mission, drop it off right there. But we need this community's support. So greatest thing about Indianapolis is it is a generous community.
Yes.
It is a community that steps up when there's a need. And there's 1,700 homeless individuals in our community. That number has risen 5% just over the last year. Wheeler Mission is the main place for those individuals to go, has been since 1893, over 130 years. And so support that ministry so that those doors can be open, making sure that every man, woman, and child that needs to come inside can come inside and not only get warm, but get nutritious meals, food, shelter, and care. And so beyond that, we take them through a whole journey of program to make sure that they come out our back door different people. But the first things first, right? Get them fed and get them warm and get them safe.
Since it's basketball season and we cover over 300 games a year on IndianaSRN, we challenge our basketball teams and our basketball programs to get involved. There are meals that need to be served. Tell our teams out there how they can help and serve meals.
Yeah, no better way to really open your eyes to the community's needs than to stand in front of people who are desperately in need and hand them a meal, hand them what they're asking for that day. So great group opportunity is to volunteer at Wheeler Mission. You can go to wheelervolunteer.org. You can sign up a group. It can take an hour and a half to come down and serve a lunch. You can get 12, 15 people involved in that, a dinner, come down either at our men's shelter or our women's shelter. It's a really cool experience for teams, not only to help in a way that you're making a difference, but to see the people that you're helping, right? To hand a meal to someone and smile and say hi to someone literally in their darkest moment, right? So
best assist they can ever make.
Oh yeah,
is to serve a meal.
That's a good point. It's a slam dunk.
It's a slam dunk, exactly. For IndianaSRN, this is Keith Myers.
Back once again here at Covington Christian High School. It is halftime. 27-17 is your score as Covington with a 10-point lead. For Covington, it was an issue of turning the ball over in situations where Covington ended up giving basically points to Covington Christian because they got out on the fast break and were able to finish, though they did miss a couple of layups. But the bottom line is, too, when you think about the two leading scores for Covington, only one field goal between the two, and they're averaging nearly 23 points per game.
Yeah, no, and it was Caden Smith that kind of got going there. He had 2 in that first quarter, but then he answered with 6. So he had 6 of the 11 points. But he was the only player for Covington to score from the field. Their other 5 points in that quarter all came from the free throw line, in which they were 3 of 6 from the free throw line. And for Covington Christian, Parker Williams was turning a lot of defense into offense. Bryce Harris as well. Harris got off to a quick start, scoring 7 points in that first quarter. Just had the 2 free throws in the second quarter. But Parker Williams with 5 points in the second quarter as well. We saw Kason Sutz get on the board with that 3. Jankowski with 2 free throws there in the 14-point quarter for Covington Christian. But as you mentioned, it was defense into offense for Covington Christian. The double team, the full court pressure, the traps, that really led to Covington not knowing where to find the basketball, turning it over, and a lot of transition buckets for Covington Christian. We come back, we'll look ahead to the start of the second half and some keys for Covington as they lead it by 10 here on IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with the blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
By the way, Caden Smith leading Covington in the scoring department with 8. He averages 6.5. Again, as Tony mentioned a little bit ago, other than Urban Rourke's hitting the bucket he had in that opening quarter, he is the only one to hit field goals in the first half for the Trojans. For Covington, again, Parker Williams and Bryce Harris leading the way. Parker Williams with 7 points, or I should say 6 points in the opening quarter. He has 11, though, in the first half. And Bryce Harris with 9 points leading the way for Covington. Now, if you're looking on the other side, and you talked a lot about Landon Herzog, and he is shut out. I mean, he was not a factor in that first half. Covington's got to find a way to get him more involved in the offense.
Yeah, and it really starts with just getting your offensive sets set up in the half court and being able to get the basketball down low into the post. And Covington, trailing by 10 here, has not had that much success breaking the press, breaking the double team that comes from Covington Christian and getting the basketball down low. They haven't got a lot of looks down low. I think if you're Covington, I think the message in the locker room for Coach Flatt's bunch is, look, we could be up probably 20 if we didn't settle for so many threes, shooting 1 of 8 from downtown in that first half. Let's just keep driving the basketball. Let's just keep turning defense into offense and getting good looks inside the paint at the rim, because that's what's been the difference here to push us to a 10-point lead.
Well, let's see if Covington, well, they're going to force a turnover right out of the chute. And so the Trojans will get it now with their first possession.
Yeah, we kind of talked about this as we had a corner 3. Just more aggressive, more whip on these passes. I mean, some of these just coming kind of lackadaisical, I guess is probably the term for it, as Williams shoots a 3 here and drills it. Yeah, I mean, and that's a good pass right there, but, you know, it's all about momentum and timing. And some of these passes on both sides of the basketball for both teams just kind of came in, I guess lazy is probably the term for it, and that's led to all these turnovers.
Here's another three the other way as they continue to be cold from the outside, and then getting it back and feeding it inside to Austin Stein. Leading scorer finally gets his first two.
Yeah, Stein misses the three, gets the rebound, puts it in. He's 0 of 5 from downtown, but you stay aggressive, and the only person in the gym that knows more than likely where that three is going to land is the shooter. And Williams here aggressively just kind of ropes his way to the paint and uses the glass to lay it in.
Able to split that double team. Well, you were talking a little bit ago, which we did a girls game last night, and we've done boys games as well. So this doesn't have anything to do with whether it's a boys or girls game, but you talk about players. It seems like today the turnover really doesn't mean that much anymore if you turn the ball over maybe the way it used to years ago.
Especially early in the season, because both teams more than likely are going to be a bit sloppy here early first couple games of the year. And sloppy is what sloppy does sometimes. So it just kind of becomes lackadaisical and a little bit of a cluster. And we've seen both squads here tonight have some turnovers and some unforced turnovers kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
Well, right there, Covington had to get a timeout to avoid turning the ball over on that one.
Yeah, and this defensive pressure I've been really impressed with for Covenant. They lead at 32-19 with 6:29 to go. As we talked about, you could say it all night. The defense has turned into offense, and so far that's what we've seen out of Covenant. What we saw in the first half, and here, a minute and a half gone by in the third quarter. Once again, it's been defense leading the offense. You don't want to burn a timeout here early in this second half, but indeed that's what Covington just did. Hey, officially human. Our mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the fields and courts. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we cannot play. Today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association. Any use of audio or video without the permission and express written consent of IndianaSRN and the IHSAA is strictly prohibited.
I've done 2 games this year and nobody's yelled at me yet. What do you think about that?
Oh, that's good.
Must be a heck of a job I'm doing.
Hey, you know what? When we don't have grandmas emailing us, it's always a good day.
There you go.
Quick
Off
turnover.
the inbound, big turnover, and back the other way. Layup good by Harris.
Yeah, nice job there by Harris to go to the right, come around the back and lay it in. And I think Covenant right now is sticking blood in the water. We've got a 15-point lead. It's our highest. Let's get a block here. And I think that was on the first attempt, so it'll be 2 free throws there. But Covenant looking to stay aggressive, keep this fast-paced tempo up, and try to push this to a 20-point lead.
Yeah, they got Isaac Crane for his third. This is a Covenant team that we did earlier as the free throw missed by Urban Rourks is a team that gets into a lot of foul trouble.
Yeah, and if you're Covington, you're going, okay, back in that second quarter, we had an opportunity with Covenant committing 4 fouls in the first 2.5 minutes, and we weren't aggressive enough to get to the free throw line late in that second quarter. Let's try that strategy again. We know that Covenant's going to foul because they've been aggressive in the passing lanes. They've been aggressive on these steals and aggressive on the double teams. And a nice backdoor pass here and a layup laying it in there for Sitz.
He has 5. Lead at 16. They're kind of just methodically getting that lead bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and it was between 6 and 9 is where that end of the first quarter, another steal here in the backcourt. Yeah, it's just been try to go up too high on it. It's been a lot of backcourt defense here for Covenant Christian. It's been, let's steal the basketball, and we got to turn and go 6 feet to lay it in.
A lot of times, Tony, 2 players get in such a hurry. We saw the nice takeaway as we go the other way in a foul call.
On the ground.
But we saw Covenant get the steal and then try to hurry too much. It's almost like, well, we got to score quickly, instead of just saying, hey, if it's not there, let's bring it back out and live for another play.
It's a great point because you're kind of playing off reaction and what's in front of you. And that's when we talk about basketball IQ. We talk about playing the game that's presented in front of you. You could draw up a game plan all you want, but when Covenant comes out and they're stealing the basketball, you got to make adjustments, and Covington hasn't done that yet. As far as your point, which is a good one, on the fact that, hey, like right here, you've got a lane. You don't have to force that. Yeah, you don't have to go one-on-one with the defender. If it's not there, pump fake, jump stop, kick it back out, and reset your offense.
Parker Williams to the line.
Indiana Sports page News every day, high school, college, pro. We have it all. Check it out at IndianaSRN.org and click on the sports page tab. Stay informed with the Indiana SRN sports page. What can we expect to see there on Monday?
On Monday?
Yeah.
I don't know. I may just strike by Monday.
Recap of what the college football playoff is going to look like, that's for sure.
Yeah. When's that coming out?
Should be Sunday. I think we learn all the bowls on Sunday. We'll know where IU's going.
Okay.
We already know where Purdue's going, and that's home. Notre Dame could find themselves in the college football playoff, but a big day here at Indy tomorrow. Nice bucket there, kind of using the rim as your protector and laying it in off the glass.
Yeah, it's a good thing Caden Smith is scoring. Nobody else is. His Suits will get another one. He has 7.
Suits hangs in the air. That timing was a little bit off. Throws it up, gets it to go in.
By the way, when you look at Caden Smith, he has 5 field goals overall. They only have They only have 7 total.
Yeah, he's been getting it done, and then again, a lot of the points for Williams and Harris coming off the turnovers.
Yep.
And those have been high percentage looks. Bryce Harris has missed a bunch of threes, as has Williams, but that hasn't cost him too much in the scoring column.
Unofficially, Parker Williams now has 17 points.
Yeah, he's well on our way to our player of the game.
Not just the player, the Piper Logistics player of the game.
The Piper Logistics player of the game is, I would say, the defensive pressure, but so far it's came from Parker Williams. So I like to
agree.
call as right on cue, he gets in the passing lane for the deflection.
Able to run it down as Austin Stein.
Yeah, and I think Coach Flatts did a good job. Parker Williams, just go at it. Just go get the basketball. Get some steals. Nice block there down low. But get some steals. Be aggressive in the passing lane. What's the worst going to happen? You're going to foul out?
Boy, another miss, and the putback no good, but a second attempt there by Caden Smith again.
Yeah, nice shot by Smith to stay with it, and he's been really the entire offense here for the Trojans.
12 points, 12 of their 24. And we got a whistle and a foul the other way.
Now, you should help us make a difference in student-athletes' lives. We can put more students on TV. Log in to IndianaSRN.org. Click the ad directing you to the donation page to donate to a specific school, or hit the donate button to support Indiana SRN. More games, more opportunity for our kids. Indiana SRN, where we always have a front row seat.
Free throw missed by Harris. He has 11 points tonight.
Yeah, I believe that's his 4th free throw miss on the evening, if not mistaken. And again, we talk about it's 16, right? We're not even halfway through this third quarter. It's a 17-point lead. Obviously well in control of Covington. But I think you look up and say 17, man. If I didn't see the scoreboard, I think they'd be up 25, 26, 30 points already.
I agree. Nice block shot by Bryce Harris. And Covington working it down low. They're going to get the basket and the foul.
Yeah, nice big man move there by Rourke. Goes up, gets the contact. And the and one. We still haven't seen Herzog get into this offense. You know, when you have that size, just get the position down low, throw it to him above the shoulders, let him turn around, and Zach Edey style put it in.
By the way, Bryce Harris picked up his 2nd. Isaac Crane has 3. Mark Crane has 3, and now Bryce Harris has 2. We mentioned they have a tendency, the way they play, to get into a lot of foul trouble. That's why he plays a lot of kids, too.
Yeah, and Covenant with their 5th foul, so free throws here on out for 4:15 for Covington. So if you're Covington, continue to just be aggressive going to the basket, and the best way to get back in this game is hitting layups or converting from the free throw line. Nice power move here, and Midla goes up and lays it in after the dish came in from Williams.
Yeah, Midla now has 4.
Ooh, I think he was looking for contact there and just forgot the basketball.
Ooh, that'll be their 9th turnover, which, considering how sometimes Covington has played tonight, 9 isn't too bad.
Yeah, you would think that with the defensive pressure that Covington has put on, that would be around 14 or 15. But we talked about in the pregame not turning the basketball over, limiting that to about 10 to 12 turnovers on either side. And so far, we're right in that number, but it's still a lot of basketball left to be played here with well over 11 minutes left.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you what your theory is on how a team can turn the ball over. There's one right there. We had a game again the other night where the team that did end up losing the game turned it over 29 times, but they got the game into overtime. How does that happen?
A lot of missed shots from the opposition. A lot opportunities left on the table. I mean, 29 turnovers. If you break that down, I mean, that's 7 per quarter. In a typical high school game, you're getting 10 to 12 possessions per quarter.
Yeah.
If you're turning it over on over 50% of that, I think whoever that coach was said, we're in overtime.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take that. Reset. We got a chance.
Yeah, in fact, we had a game not long ago as now Herzog is hurt. He heads to the sidelines, and they're going to lose their big man. Though he has not been effective tonight, he has no points, but he's going to have to go to the bench.
Yeah, go a little bit smaller here and see if you can't get some down screens towards the lane. Get into that Warrior area right there, that green painted area to get some looks. Stop settling for threes. Right on cue.
I guess they didn't listen.
Yeah, pump fake and drive the lane, because no matter what, every foul from here on out, you're going to the free throw line in this quarter.
And even though they got the offensive board, Slider throws it away, and we have contact at the other end, no whistle.
Yeah, and here's where it kind of starts to get sloppy. We're going back and forth. Another turnover. Turnovers breed turnovers for both teams, and just kind of getting out of hand here. If I'm Covington, I'm going to slow it down, get settled in, try to get into a half-court set here with 2:26 to go in the third.
That was Suits who missed that layup at the other end of the floor. And they get it inside, and making the layup is Waddell. That's his first bucket of the night.
Yeah, and that's what you've been looking for all night for Covington. When you're double teamed, somebody's open. You got to communicate. You got to flash towards the basket. You got to flash towards where the double team is to bail your teammate out. Somebody's going to be open.
There's a turnover by Joe Midla. That's their 9th of the evening. And the press will be put on by the Warriors.
Yeah, let's see if they try to go over the top here. Deep as they will. They go for the long ball.
And it didn't work.
Yeah, it's turned over. They've tried that multiple times. Deep three there. Coach Flatt's going, wait a minute. What are you doing shooting it right in front of me?
What'd you see, Suits, looking back at the bench?
Yeah, Suits said, well, what do you want me to do? It was an open look. And Flatt said, that's all right. You're going to come sit down here. We're going to talk about it.
Well, sometimes, again, even though it might be open and it looks good, that's not the shot you're looking for.
Well, and we also live in an era, Troy, as you know, that we love the highlight. We love the Steph Curry, go deep, shoot a three, force it, get that highlight reel, get the crowd going here on your home court. So, even though these kids are probably playing NBA 2K on their break and they're shooting these shots in warm-ups, even if you're wide open, that's too deep of a shot for you to be shooting. Yes, you're up 14, but again – neither team has really been able to take control of this game. I know it's probably crazy to think it being a 13-point contest, but this is very easily could be a 25-point game.
By the way, that is Max Waddell at the line. Hits the first of 2. Foul was called on Midla. Waddell gets number 2 and misses.
Yeah, missing free throws. We talk about leaving points off the board, and that comes from the free throw line and via the turnover. And there's been a lot of turnovers here by Covington and a lot of missed free throws in this contest.
Cut to the basket. The pass is tipped and stolen away. That is the 10th turnover now by the Warriors, and 'tis the giving season. They give it right back.
Turnovers breed turnovers. And we're going to have a foul here. A nice power move, power step up and under for Midla to draw the foul. And he'll go to the free throw line with 1:03 to go. Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent representing Ohio Mutual Insurance. Call him today for coverage tomorrow, 317-894-7000.
Waddell picks up his first, and the free throw good by Midla. He has 5. By the way, Covenant Christian will have a few days off. They'll play Beech Grove December the 12th. This Covington team plays tomorrow against Faith Christian.
Yeah, long bus ride back home, only to play again tomorrow night. And again, they're trying to go over the top here. It's not worked. Here it kind of bounces in their favor, and a nice hesitation there by Smith to go up and draw the foul, earn him a chance at the free throw line. You got a minute to go. I think if I'm Covenant Christian, coming out of this set, whether he makes both free throws to cut it to 13 or not. I think you come out, you slow things down, and you're content having one more possession in this third quarter. And really, the best way to keep a team from coming back is to keep the basketball out of their hands.
Smith gets both. That last foul called on Seth Fosnot, his second. And under a minute remaining. The three is on the way and no good by Jankowski.
Yeah, I don't think Coach Flatt's going to like that one either. When Flatt's standing there and somebody's shooting right in front of him, that's a long-distance three. It's the second one they've shot here. And we'll see if Covington decides to go for the last shot of the quarter. They could get it down to 11 and loses it on the dribble drive.
You know, that Jankowski shot just kind of reminded you of a pickup game. Well, nobody open, I'll just shoot it.
Yeah, I mean, too much one-on-one offense, right? Oh, I've got to look, and I'm going to fire it up there. And again, a little Steph Curry era that we are here. And a nice putback, so a third opportunity after the scoop shot doesn't go. And Covington will go to the free throw line. And Troy, if you can have this at an 11-point deficit heading into the fourth quarter, you kind of start feeling good about yourself. And for the first time tonight, we're going to see Herzog with an opportunity to put the ball in the hole.
He has not scored this evening until right there.
Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? If you're looking for an amazing fresh food and great service, I genuinely care about your service, check out Aspen Creek Grill, 866-885-3249.
Well, the lead is down to 12. Good look from the left-hander right there. Boy, he'd be a tough one to stop down low because he's a lefty, too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they haven't worked him in a little bit more as they show a little bit of a 2-3 zone here, trying to get a stop as the clock has momentarily stopped. Like it's going to continue to go. 7 seconds to go in the quarter.
Midla loses the handle, able to get it back, and a whistle and a foul. Oh. And they're going to say caught him on the side of the head, and he'll go to the line for two.
So 1.8 seconds to go here. You played great defense for that final 26, 27 seconds.
I think they got Slider on his third. Midla has 6 points, 2 of 2 from the line.
Got to make both these. Splishy, splashy.
And they have shot extremely well from the free throw line. I think they've only missed twice the whole night.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of missed free throws for Covington, and that's been one of the differences here as we jinx them and that one spins out. And look at this. We got point 2, so not quite enough time, but went up for the rebound and just lost the handle, goes out of bounds. Point 2, not enough time to get anything off. You might be able to throw it and maybe get a tip.
Yeah, everything's going to have to be at the rim here, right?
And from that angle, that's Larry Bird style. You might have to throw it over the top.
Exactly.
Hell, they going to count it?
I think they are. Wow. Nope, they're going to say it's not.
Yeah, it's impossible to get off a shot with anything even on it. That wasn't quite a tip. They played it perfect. He just held onto it a little bit too long. But hey, if you're Coach Flatt, let's put that in the archives. Let's run that again on an out of bounds play.
Head to the fourth, 48-34.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
We're going to head to the fourth quarter, take another look at this last shot here. The catch, well, according to the square up top, it should have counted, right?
Yeah, but again, with point 2, and you're hoping, you're relying on somebody to have a quick trigger. How quickly can you turn turn the clock and the timer on? Point 2, you're going to have to – it's only a tip, and that was a little bit too far into his hands for him to get off a shot in less than, 0.2 of a second. So in real time, it looked like it was good. But, again, I think the right call there was to wave it off because impossible to get something off in point 2.
Block shot at the other end, though. Covington was looking for the foul. By the way, for Covington, they actually had a pretty good offensive quarter. They had 17 points in that quarter. They had 17 at halftime. What happened? So after that, foul's going to be called against number 4, Slider. Now, they still have Slider for 3. I had him for 3 the last time.
I believe it's 48-34 here. Covington with the basketball in the lead, but just some timing issues. Just, you talk about timing issues and being able to make crisp passes, being able to find your open guy. And, again, it's, I think, a 14-point advantage here, but nonetheless, I mean, it could be way more. You're not going to complain being up double digits, but size advantage down low here. Oh, you got to finish that one off. Had a good look at it, but couldn't quite finish it off.
Yeah, that was Waddell unable to get the points, and turnover once again for Covenant. That is their 12th turnover. Waddell at the other end can't finish it, but they're able to get the offensive rebound and a putback by Herzog.
Yeah, so you go down low there, and Rourke goes up with a power dribble, lays it in. He needs to go over to his big man, Ryman, and say, look, this is how you do it. Use your body, power dribble, go up strong with it.
Yeah, that's going to be, as you mentioned, Rourke's, and the free throw is no good.
You think about missed free throws, a lot of turnovers. As easy as this could be Covenant up 20, it could also be Covington only down 2.
Back to a 10-point lead as that ball's knocked out of bounds. Rourke's, by the way, averaging at 9.5 points per game. He has 7 tonight, actually 9 right at his average.
Plenty of time in this fourth quarter. If Covington can continue to get to the free throw line and continue to get good looks at the rim, might be able to cut this lead into into a 4 to 6 point lead with under 4 minutes to go at the halfway point. I think that's what you want. Still plenty of time to get to there with 6:16 left in the contest.
And get Parker Williams and Bryce Harris going again, too.
Yeah.
Wide open is Crane for 3, and he missed it. Offensive rebound put back good by Isaac Crane.
Yep, brother to brother there. Goes up, gets the rebound, puts it in. And with 6:23 to go here, 48-36.
By the way, for Isaac, his first 2.
Nice steal here by Crane again. And a great fundamental basketball right there. That's what Keith Myers used to do back in the day.
That's right.
Power dribble, pump fake, get the defender to fly by, lay it in off the glass.
14 turnovers now by Covington, make it 15. Here come the Warriors back the other way. Wide open shot, and that one's in and out by Suits.
Yeah, you would have thought if that would have and another turnover. I mean, look, it's just boneheaded. Just some of these turnovers are just throwing again here on both sides, just throwing the basketball to throw the basketball. Got to finish that. He does. Nice little hezzy there and a quick timeout by Covington as this goes back to a 12-point deficit.
That is back-to-back turnovers, and as you mentioned, Covington gets the timeout. We'll take a timeout as well.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
50-38 your score here in the fourth quarter. Covenant trying to go to 2-1. Covington, as we mentioned, will be back in action tomorrow against Faith Christian. They're trying to avoid a 2-3 start.
Yeah, tough back-to-back when you got to travel about an hour, 15 hour, 20 on a bus to get here, turn around, come back tomorrow. Not really any time for a walkthrough or a morning shoot-around, anything like that. So, if you're Covington, you're going to have to make sure those legs are steady and ready tomorrow. Yeah.
So it'll be.
We're all having a good time here at Covington Christian High School on a Friday night.
Warriors basketball.
Best hot dogs, best concession. I'm telling you, Troy. The hot dogs are always on point here.
Suits wide open, missed it. Offensive rebound, Mark Crane.
Yeah, the Crane boys crashing the boards. They both have multiple. Look at this. Bryce Harris try to go up and go razzle-dazzle, and it's never good when the first thing after a shot attempt, the ball hits the ground.
I've got to go back to the fan that was down here a little bit ago. Did she have some of those hot dogs?
Yeah, she was trying to get the crowd into it here. It's a 12-point game.
Another near turnover. Skip pass in the corner here. Stein for three. Big bucket.
Stein with the cross-court pass, and now they're going to pick him up full court. And this is what you don't want to do if you're Covenant. You don't want Covington to think that they have a chance to get back into this one, and they've cut it to 9. It's been the first time since midway through that second quarter it's been a single-digit deficit.
Well, that comes back, too, when you looked at that last shot by – now there's a nice drive by Harris.
That was Harris saying, all right, I got a bigger defender on me. I'm going to fly right by you. See you later.
But that last ball that was underneath the basket, that was probably one of those as the ball squirts loose and another turnover.
Man, you've got your teammate wide open, and you got to throw the basketball up. You throw it at his knees, it's going to be turned over, which it was, which leads all the way down to a nice bucket. Suits going back and forth there, and they kept the ball high, and that's what happens when you keep that basketball high. You're not going to turn it over, and here's another turnover, another steal by Harris. He's just going to say, coming through.
18 turnovers now by Covington.
Yeah, that's tough. 54-41 here with 3:50 to go. So just under that halfway mark of the fourth quarter, and it's been a nice answer here. A 4-0 run currently. Short little run here for the Warriors of Covenant Christian, looking to extend it.
Yeah, especially when you just saw some life there by Covington, a chance to perhaps cut that deficit even further as that free throw is missed. But you had it down to 9, and then you end up with 2 straight turnovers.
Yeah, and, I mean, you and I should have made a little side wager of how many times we would say the word turnover tonight, because we're well over at least 20. If not 25.
Yeah, we have 14 on one side and 18 on the other, and I think that number's 32. So
great job here by Covington to break the full court pressure. Just couldn't finish at the rim, and they've had a lot of opportunities right at the rim to finish, and they haven't been able to.
A lot of times what you see there is that foul will be on Tyler Kindle, is you don't see the player going to the rim. They're fading away and trying to avoid the shot being blocked instead of going ahead and trying to challenge. It looks like we have a technical foul here.
Yeah, Evan Morgan was not happy with some of the calls, and he finally had seen enough, and he gets teed up.
So Bryce Harris will shoot 2. And sometimes you don't want to say anything, but you kind of feel you got to get your team fired up somehow, but that doesn't make up for the 18 turnovers, though.
Yeah, we can look at a lot of things in this game, but the box score doesn't lie, and the turnovers, way too many, really for both teams, but certainly for Covington. And it's hats off to the Covenant Christian Warriors defense. They put the double team out there. They put the full court pressure out there, and just one extra step there by Harris for the travel.
That is their 15th turnover. I think then I look back at some of the games that Covington had in that Illinois tournament, and I think the most they had turnover-wise was 15 in the game against Paris and a game against Milford, so they have bypassed that by 3.
And a foul here on the outset. Wheeler Mission for over 131 years. Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. Volunteer today, 317-686-6239. Troy, I need a recap of your Thanksgiving morning. Did you not run the drumstick dash?
I did. Yes, there's a turnover, by the way, on the inbound.
I thought of you when I was in my sweatpants eating cinnamon rolls.
Bet you did. It was great. It was actually a nice warm morning, as that'll be a jumper by Jackson.
Yeah, Jackson gets on the board with a great second chance opportunity, splashing that home from the corner.
We were thinking it was going to be snow and just a nasty morning, but it turned out to be a really nice morning for the dash, and had over 15,000 people there.
It's a lot of people roaming the streets of Broad Ripple. So
yeah, clogging up the streets. Yeah.
Congrats again to Wheeler Mission, a great pillar here in the Indianapolis community, and off the long rebound here, nice and easy off the glass, and that'll do it. 20 points, the highest margin so far tonight for Covenant Christian, and this one is all but over with under a minute 20 to go.
Yeah, this, by the way, was just a 9-point game moments ago, and that's going to put Slider to the line.
Yeah, it's an 11-0 run here for Covenant Christian after Covington was on a 9-2 run, as you mentioned, to cut it to 9. Highway Services, you do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. 765-446-1502.
Another missed free throw by Covington.
2:37 to go.
By the way, 17 points tonight by Bryce Harris. Parker Williams with 18. And on the other side, it is Caden Smith leading the way with 14 points.
I think we have a couple strong candidates for the Piper Logistics Player of the Game.
I think they're both going to come on this side, don't you?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And a lot of that was coming from defense turning into offense.
We'll take a timeout, 61-42. Big play here for Mount Vernon. Ertl looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw.
Boy, what a stick, huh?
Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen. Skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive. Floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board. Hey, want to remind you, following the game, we'll have our, as always, the Morales Group post-game show, followed by the naming of our Piper Logistics Player of the Game. So stay tuned for that. Scott Flatt about ready to win his 224th game of his career.
Yeah, and we talked about it in the pregame. You know, when you look at the box score for Covenant Christian, it's 6 players that score in double figures. The Crane Cousins have done a great job of getting second-chance opportunities, but the defensive pressure that Harris and Williams have put on to lead to their scoring outbursts tonight was really the tempo that was set early. And Covenant Christian never allowed Covington to get comfortable tonight, never allowed them to get into their sets in the half court, and really never allowed them to get comfortable.
The lob inside to Herzog, and with the left hand, and we get finally a chance to see him work down low.
What did I say 3 minutes ago? He needs to take a page out of his teammate's book with that power dribble, go up off the glass, and comes right back, copy and paste what his teammate Caden Smith did about 2 minutes ago, and he'll go to the free throw line once again and spin in to cap off the and one opportunity. But yeah, Covenant, after that run, they go on in an 11-0 run, and they'll put a bucket in here to push it to a 17-point deficit. But really, this has been all Covenant Christian. I mean, it was 5-2 early, and they never looked back. Some things to still clean up, as you know, turnovers, crisper passes, second chance opportunities. But a great job. They really controlled the pace of this game, and that started defensively.
How about Jackson back the other way?
20-point lead with 1:51 to go.
By the way, Jackson now with 4.
Why not?
There's a volleyball 3.
Bang!
Wow.
That's one of those, what are you? Oh, all right, well, we're down 20, so may as well.
Maybe they should have shot them all from back there. By the way, that 3, if I can pick up his number, as we head the other way, shots off the mark, and the rebound putback is no good. That was number 11, Austin Stein. He has 8 points tonight. And with that jump ball, a possession arrow in favor of Covington.
Good win here by Covenant. I think Coach Flatt give the boys the day off tomorrow in the morning. Come back Monday. Work on just really finishing in contact. Here's what I used to do, Troy. Look, for me as a shooter, that paint area was lava. I didn't like going down there. Okay, I've got a better opportunity to hit a 3 than I do a layup. But what we used to do, and I did this as a coach for a while, and I did this in high school, go grab some pool noodles. Start smacking these kids as they come through the lane. Show them, hey, you're going to get a hit. You're going to take one on the arm, but finish through contact and then go to the free throw line for the N1. A nice pump fake and jumper here to push it back to a 19-point lead with just under a minute to go.
So it will be a win tonight for Covenant. Nice pass inside. Layup good by Nash Martin, his first 2.
Yeah, nice always check in the contest and find yourself in the scorebook there using the glass. But again, very impressed here. I think it was over the back.
Yeah.
Impressed by the defense for Coach Flatt. You come out early, you set the tempo by pressing full court, and then using the out-of-bounds lines like a third defender as you come in as a double team. And really, Covington couldn't dribble themselves out of it. They couldn't get it down low. We didn't really talk about Herzog scoring until the second half here.
That's right.
As they brick a 3, and that should just about wrap it up here as they cross the timeline.
That is Mark Crane, and they will launch one here late, miss another 3. Rebound there by Joel Holycross, who is checked in now for Covington. And the reverse layup is good. That's going to be Herzog.
Yeah, we've been calling for him all evening to get looks down low, and they just never found him. And here he's got 4 quick points late in this one to cut it to 15. Too little, too late for the Trojans of Covington. But I was surprised that they didn't work it down low early in this game to Herzog, who clearly, as we talked about, has the size advantage.
Yeah, only 7 points tonight, but all of them coming pretty much late here in the second half. As you see Judah Jackson at the line, he now has 5. And that's the other thing, too. Covenant hit their free throws where Covington had a rough night at the line.
And you talked about 72 points, I believe, Covenant Christian has averaged so far in the first 2 games.
Yep.
We're right there at 69.
And I thought earlier they wouldn't make that.
Yeah, it certainly was a slow start for both teams, really only 6 points in that first quarter for Covington.
So the last bucket is made. This one is in the books. That last bucket made by Tyler Kindle as he gets on the board. And the final score here tonight, as you see Covenant getting the win. We'll come back here in just a couple of moments. And there is your final. Covenant Christian 69, Covington 54. We'll be back with the Morales Group postgame show next here on IndianaSRN.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Back here at Covenant Christian, time once again for the Morales Group post-game show. We're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Tony, I think it was pretty evident that Covington had a difficult time just not turning the ball over. They didn't get their two leading scorers going in this one tonight. Herzog late getting going as well, and once they were out of the equation, it was Covenant. Yeah, they're really their game to win.
Yeah, and it was like you mentioned, it was defense into offense. They really came out and set the tempo and, got into their sets defensively of trapping, double teaming, and not allowing Covington to, at many opportunities, to not get over the timeline. And that defense turned into offense. It was a slow start for both teams. As you mentioned, Covenant averaging 72 points per game. We were not sure if they were going to get there. But they really got some separation there in the second and third quarter. Covington comes back, cuts to 50-41. It's the closest it was. And then they end on a 19-13 run, does Covenant Christian, to seal the deal on, I believe, their second win of the early season.
All right, let's go ahead and name the Piper Logistics player of the game. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. And I think we have our big two choices here, either Parker Williams, who had 18, or Bryce Harris, who had 17.
Yeah, both players are great defensively. They got a lot of transition buckets. They shared the ball with their teammates and within each other to find open looks. And, again, it was that defense into offense. So we'll do the co-player of the game here tonight with Williams and Harris. But really it was their defense. They converted from the free throw line, and they got high percentage buckets off the turnover.
Okay, time to look at our games ahead here as we close this one out. Don't forget, we're back in action coming up tomorrow night. We'll be down in Seymour. It'll be Franklin and Seymour. That game will tip off at 7:30. Then, of course, we'll be back on Monday, Phelan Academy against Washington. And then Tuesday, it's Heritage Christian, Covenant Christian, along with Fountain Central and Traders Point. Then on Friday, Pendleton Heights and Mount Vernon. Your final score here tonight, Covenant 69, Covington 54. Thanks for being with us. This has been high school basketball on IndianaSRN.
Call me darling.
Darling. That thing got over just in time. I was better lose it.